Matt, I know this is a heated topic. We're going to talk about agents killing deals.
I knew you were going to say that.
We're going to talk about it. I can't tell you how much in the last 12 months we have had people that don't know what they're doing, I will be kind, that are ultimately causing clients not to close on their home.
Listen, I'm not going to act like I know everything because I don't. You know, this is what, my third or fourth year in the industry. But do I know a lot more than 90% of the agents in this
Yes.
business?
That's a big fat
I'm
yes.
very confident, yes. And it baffles me if you don't know things like all my pet peeves is, well, one in particular is know your deadlines.
Yeah.
Like, when does your financing period end?
Right.
The fact that I heard multiple agents and customers lose their security deposit over a financing period
Happens all the time.
or an inspection period ending, or a buyer having to reach out to a title company to find out when to get an addendum written and thinking that the title company writes addendums. Like, what are
Yes.
we doing?
I don't know. And with everything that's changing in this industry, it has never been more important to know what you're doing. If you don't want to make this your career, it's going to be very hard to be in this market. Don't you agree?
Well, extremely hard. And I think the agents that don't, like, we're just getting by and doing random deals here and there for family members, Uncle Joe's with Billy Bob, it's going to be extremely difficult when the whole settlement comes into play and you really have to show your value, because I work my butt off for my clients, and it shouldn't only be me. Like, you shouldn't have to worry if you're going to be getting that same level of care, but you do.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to be harder to actually know what you're doing in this business. But I personally think that's going to work out well for the true professionals in this market. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, think about it from the listing side. You have a seller that needs to sell a large property, and they interview someone who they think is the right fit to help them get to the finish line.
Right, exactly.
That same thing should be said for a buyer's agent. Like, the whole we're just door openers, all of these things. There's a reason why buyer's agents exist, because if everyone could do it on their own, they would do it on their own.
Exactly. And reach out to people in your network, reach out to people in your brokerage. If you're not getting the support, whether you're on the lending side or whether you're on the realtor side, it's time for a change. Don't you agree?
It's time for a change, and I think something that you should always be cautious of is incentives, because when you're getting, it's happened, I've seen it.
Yes.
I've had not just big lending companies, but other brokerages too, saying you get X, Y, and Z incentive if you work with our partners. To me, playing devil's advocate, why should I have to offer something to get you? You should want to work with us because of us.
That's I love that you just brought up with that point. If somebody's enticing you with like $1,000 credit to go work with someone, you need to think about why that is.
And would you rather have $1,000 credit or lose your security deposit or have foundation issues or your siding falling off or a bad septic tank that's going to cost you 10, 20, 30 grand?
Or not being able to close your deal at all and losing your escrow. Happens all the time.
And your lease is expired. You already told your landlord you're moving out, so now
the moving truck is outside and you can't get your keys. Listen, it happens.
Yeah.
More than it should.
You're staying in the moving truck because you don't have anywhere to go.
Oh, it's happened before.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But these are the hard conversations that aren't talked about enough. And it's like, people need to just put that out there. Have the full transparency and say, look, this crap happens. So address it. Be a professional. And I think the moral of this whole story is interview people, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
like,
be discerning with who you're going to choose to work with. And as a realtor or a mortgage professional, you need to show your very best effort. Step one, your reviews, who you are as a person, the partners that you pick.
Ask questions.
Yeah, the way that you manage your process, how you communicate, it's never been more important.
And on a final note, because I feel like I'm just blabbering on, if you're going to go to a restaurant, do you just go to the restaurant? No. Because even this morning when I was trying to find a coffee shop, I looked up reviews and I picked that based off reviews. So do your research too.
Yeah.
Like, look and see what other people are saying about that individual. So
Yeah.
think about it like a restaurant.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really good point. And as the professionals in this industry, these are the things you should be thinking about. Don't be sitting online, stressing about this, worrying about this. Be focused on your business. Be focused on what people are saying about you, gathering those reviews, making sure you have your online footprint dialed in. 2025 is going to be, in my opinion, one of the healthiest housing markets we've seen in a long time.
And I am so looking forward to it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.